Mike Evans made his way to the finals pretty easily as the second seed. And Matt Brown, Ed Ruth's backup last year in the lineup, comes from 5th seed to the finals for the Nittany Lions.
Nobody made I think one guy that was seeded top 4 in this weight class made it to the semifinals. So it's like it's an exciting weight class. There was 10 guys in this weight class, I believe, that could go ahead and make it to the semifinals of the national tournament. But the 2 guys that made it this far, Brown and Evans, find themselves not only in a title race here, but for themselves individually, but definitely for the team.
Well, Matt Brown is the lowest seed to make it to the finals, the 5th seed there, and he is a very important match for Penn State, because if Iowa cannot probably win, well, with the wrestlebacks, they're still in it.
It's a 1-point illegal hold for grabbing that sock right there.
Matt Brown grabbing the sock of Mike Evans, so Evans gets 1. That's an illegal hold. Cale Sanderson's asking.
Take a look at what happened right here. He comes down and he grabs that sock. Took an advantage right there. He got about 6 inches of it.
And right now, Cale Sanderson has asked the official to take a look, mat side review. The coaches get 3 mat side reviews at their discretion throughout the tournament. If it's not overturned, that's the call on the mat, then they lose it. Cale said, I want you to go look at the video on the mat side, and that's what you're looking at right now. The referee,
one test
Junior Johnson.
One test would be to go ahead and see if that sock now fits over Evans's knee. Take a look at it right now. It got stretched out quite a bit. And certainly you see the advantage right there. Nothing but sock. Okay. Granted, those are big socks, but you can't grab them.
The call will be upheld, obviously, as they're looking at the monitor right now. That's a new experimental rule for wrestling, and it is a technical violation. It is 1 penalty point for Mike Evans. A big point in a match like this, Jim.
It really is. These guys have gone tight matches, gone down to the 3rd period. Brown seems to have a little bit, both these athletes have wrestled well. You know, think about this weight class here. The #1 seed, #1 ranked guy in the country, Logan Storley, 2 losses yesterday.
Right, he's going to qualify for the NCAA championships, but he certainly didn't have a championship performance this weekend. Logan Storley, the #1 seed. Another #1 seed that went down was Derek St. John, or #1 ranked wrestler, Derek St. John. Obviously lost in the semifinals to Green, St. John from Iowa. So 2 intermat #1 ranked wrestlers not making it to the finals in the Big Ten championships. Mike Evans, a sophomore out of Enola, Pennsylvania, but he also was a national prep champion for Powerhouse Blair Academy. Matt Brown from West Valley, Utah, started at Iowa State, and then he redshirted and then went on a 2-year Mormon mission, and now is with his old coach Cale Sanderson from Iowa State, now at Penn State. Spent the year last year behind Ed Ruth, who moved up to 184.
And Matt Brown does a nice job of just staying low in his stance. He'll move pretty well. Mike Evans a little bit higher in the stance. He invites guys to go ahead and come in on him. He does a nice job of popping his hips in off the shot, cuts the corner well. And this match last time was wrestled in Iowa City at that electrifying environment that the Hawkeyes are able to create at Carver Hawkeye. Of course, Rec Hall is the same type of environment there on the campus at Penn State. So I think, no doubt, Evans got a little bit of a boost from being in that environment here. It was a big win in that dual meet and the Hawkeye victory over the Lions, but a little different environment here right now.
Evans has been all over the place weight-wise, a national prep champion at 189, but last year and the part of this year he wrestled 165 for Iowa, but it was obvious that the coaches felt he would be best at 174.
Look at Terry Brands there shouting some encouragement at Mike Evans, and he's kind of been one of their emotional leaders, I think, along with Tony Ramos, his ability to put up points, but Evans has been that guy that has just won some big matches just by being a tough guy.
Strategically, it's like a takedown with an escape in the first period, that 1-point lead advantage for Mike Evans because of the penalty that happened early on. Matt Brown's hand got caught in the sock, pulled the sock. That's a technical violation. That's the 1-0 score at the end of the first period.
So plenty of time.
David Brown, Matt Brown's dad.
Plenty of time, so that grabbing of the sock here shouldn't play into the success of either athlete. Plenty of time to be able to go ahead and shake that one off.
Penn State's Matt Brown chooses down to begin the second period. The second of 4 Nittany Lions in the finals right in a row. 65, 74, 84, and 97. Escape for Matt Brown right off the bat.
It looked like those two athletes really knocked their heads close. Nice job by Brown getting the quick escape. You'd say that of the two athletes that Evans likes to ride in the top position. He's been very effective with it. One thing I like about Evans, he'll totally commit to his shots. Not half shot, set it up, but that's his best shot is that shot to the right leg of Brown. And Brown has been really agile. I think he's really picked up his pace. This doesn't stay in a low position. He moves his feet real well, and he's been able to get to the attacks and score some points. There'll be a lot of hand fighting in this match. Oh,
wow! Big move, a shot by Evans, and he's on his back.
He went halfway on that shot. His feet were a little bit out of position. He had his shoulders rotated, and Brown was able to go ahead and just clear him out with a little whip over there. Kept his left arm in and just took it right to his back, and that's 5.
Big move from Matt Brown. 2 points takedown, 3 points near fall. After the escape, a 6-point second period for Matt Brown for the Nittany Lions.
Now, Evans hasn't found himself in this position too many times this year. So it'll be interesting to see how he works himself back into it. Of course, a quick escape would be good for him. Brown just put the coals on right now. He squares up, gets the escape.
1-point escape for Mike Evans, and you make a good point. Evans' only losses this year have come to the number 1 and 2 ranked wrestlers in the nation, Logan Storley and Chris Perry.
And those were close matches. They were a little bit more strategic in this. And this is what can happen at any time in the tournament. What's your strategy? You need an ace in the hole now to come back from 4 with just just over 2 minutes left.
End of the second period, and a tight match is blown open with that 5-point move.
Here's the replay. Look at the left arm of Brown. Okay, basically catches him high right there. Boy, that's just a gift.
We've had all gifts.
Yeah.
The technical violation, a gift, and then that 5-point move.
Now, you don't say that at all to be demeaning
No.
to Matt Brown, because he was just prepared for it, but the shot wasn't, not all that well set up. And it's one of those things where you're just reacting, you're just wrestling, and guess what? Points showed up.
Matt Brown's just gotten better and better as the years gone on. He fits right in that murderer's row for Penn State.
Oh boy, he's doing a nice job in the top positions. I like to see the follow-up there that he's been providing here, not just trying to go ahead and win this thing on one move. He's showing that he's also can be dominant in another position. So, making Evans really work to get up to the top position. Fight that grip. Again, good tournament wrestling. You contest these escapes. Don't make it easy for them. They try to make an impression the next time they wrestle. Again, Evans is a tough guy. Put this type of lead up on him. He's this many points. Of course, it was just one move there, but he's changed the tempo of the match here also physically with his riding.
There's Cindy Brown out from Utah to cheer on her son, who right now holds a 6-2 lead in the third period.
You know what I liked about that rip over is that he sensed him coming, and he met the challenge. He presented himself and actually attacked him before he could get his shot off. It was really well done. Maybe perhaps scouted out by the Penn State coaching staff.
Doing a great job, Matt Brown is riding Mike Evans here in the third period. Racking up the riding time, over 2 minutes, 25 seconds left in the match.
Well, you work as hard as you can physically in these situations if you're Mike Evans. Try to get that escape, get back on your feet, finish the mat in the on the feet. He's able to go ahead and accomplish that. So
1 point escape, but it's going to be too little too late for the Hawkeyes. And it'll be a shutout, 0 for 4 showing for the Hawkeyes in the finals. And Penn State is going to get their second championship in a row. And they've got 2 in a row to go.
well, as we said earlier, that grabbing the sock was of no consequence. It happened early enough in the match. And Matt Brown with a big 5-point move and the riding time, 2:29 of riding time. He's your Big Ten champion.
Matt Brown, Penn State, your Big Ten champion at 174 pounds.